Hello, hello, good evening. Welcome in, Rika. Welcome in, Rhonda. We're back to finish up the, well, that's not the right thing. Oops. Oops, if I hit the right buttons. We're back to finish up the golden ticket qualifier for the Chinese, golden ticket tournament. So we'll find out today who got the golden ticket on the China side. We took a little break. We were covering this last night. We got about halfway through-ish. Maybe a little bit more than halfway through based on this, which I'm going to make it so you guys can actually see. There we go. All right. So yeah, we got a little over halfway through based on this. Plus, now that it's not live anymore, the nice thing about it not being live is we can skip all the dead space in between the matches. This one is actually, before we get into it, I will show kind of what has happened so far. For anybody who wasn't up at crazy weird hours. Hello, Jace. Welcome in. All right, so here was the bracket. So what we watched yesterday, Fuching #1 beat CY. They went to the lower bracket. DF Family beat Boom Academy, and Boom Academy went to the lower bracket. And then we watched CY beat Boom Academy. So Boom Academy got eliminated, and now we're about to watch DF Family versus Fuching #1 in this match right here. So the winner of this match moves on to the grand finals, and then the loser goes down to the lower bracket for the last couple of lower bracket matches. Actually, it's just one more lower bracket match, right? Because this one here was the Boom Academy versus CY. So then CY plays the loser of this match. So there's really not a lot left. I mean, it was only a 4-team bracket, so it's nothing too crazy. So by the looks of it, we have 1, 2, 3 matches left. Maybe a bracket reset, but based on how long is left, probably not. But we'll see. All right, there we go. Bring this back up. 115 stream streak. Holy cow. That's crazy. Appreciate you being here, Rika. That's very cool. Alright. I think we're ready. Let me start my recording. Alright, let's get into it. First match. Fuching #1 versus DF Family. This is the upper bracket. And I can fast forward. Is my AC running? Is the audio bad? Alright. Okay, how's that? Got a bit of interference, yeah. I appreciate you bringing it up. I don't want it to be on the video. So that should be better. Cool. Alright, let's do it then. It's not too terribly hot now, and it's cooling off because it's getting dark out, so I will survive. It's been miserable today, though. Last couple of days has been pretty nasty. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. First attack. We got DF Family kicking off of this match. Got a Duke charge from the top side of the base. They do like the crown on the Prince. I've noticed that in these matches that we've watched so far. Alright, this is going to be a Dragon Rider attack. The Dragon Rider attacks have been very popular. That's kind of a trend between our server and their server, it seems. Right, Duke grabs the air defense on the top side of the base. Next, Invis in. Pushing into the core. Going to be able to grab the monolith here through the storage. Nice Invis. Continuing to push in. Monolith should go down. He does have one more Invis after that one. There it is. Drops in the last Invis. The Duke's kind of going all over the place, though. Getting hit by traps. He does trigger the tornado. He does go down in the core of the base. And let's see what's going to be next. We got the Royal Champion from the right side. Dropped in a Giant as well to tank a little bit of that initial damage. Pops the RC's ability. Seeking Shield and the Rocket Spear coming in from that right side. Going to try to work on getting that scatter shot taken down. That RC took a lot of damage already from that Expo, but here we go. We got the Lava Hound, the Dragon Riders from the bottom right side of the base. Prince Warden in, of course, to support those troops. With the Skywagon down from that bottom corner. Sweeper's going to be a little bit annoying from this position. Totem on the right side of the base. No crazy skins on this attack, it seems. Everything looks like it would in the regular server with everybody else, so nothing wacky on this one. Alright, Logger's getting some shots in. The Logger effectively acts as another sweeper on the base. It's very annoying to deal with. Not to mention, it's not just a sweeper, it also does damage, which makes it even more tricky. He sends in a rocket balloon on the top side of the base. Somehow the Royal Champion did not even manage to get that scatter shot down, even though she was set up there right beside it. More rocket balloons from the left side. The Overgrowth still keeping the Fire Spitter shut down for now, but probably not too much longer. It's got a freeze on the Logger as the Prince tries to work his way through. The Inferno Dragons pushing through as well. The Overgrowth wears off. Sweeper goes down. Troops are wearing thin. He's going to be able to get the Town Hall down, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to push through everything that's left. Got the Expo, the Air Defense, the Gear Tower. It's going to be a bit too much, and that is going to be a defense for Bucheng to start off this match. Nice try. Hey, Drewby, welcome in. How you doing? They still have the old crafted defenses? Yeah, the Chinese server still has the previous season crafted defenses. I think they're like a month behind us as far as the crafted defenses go. So I guess that's the only thing in that attack that was really different from the main server. Alright, good try. That was an 88%. See? I can skip the dead space. Hooray! This one's going to be Mock versus this gentleman from DF Family. Sorry, I have to brush up on my Chinese for next time. Alright, here we go. It's going to be a little Queen charge with the Angry Jelly and the Monolith Arrow from the bottom side of the base. This is going to be another Dragon Rider attack. Okay. It's making her way in. The Ice Golem froze things up down there on the bottom side. Down there, check for any more Seeking Air Mines. Down goes the crafted defense. She moves up towards the Wizard Tower. Another Invis down. She'll continue pushing into this compartment with the Giga Bomb. Looks like he might be pushing for the Monolith. That's a ton of damage on the Queen right there. Luckily, she does have the Invis. Loses a healer to the Revenge Tower. Another Invis going down. The Revenge Tower is going to be in a bit of a nasty spot there. Is he going to go with the recall here? More healers dying. He's still going for it. Might not have been a bad shout to recall there just to keep the healers up, but he gets a few more buildings before pulling her out of there. Got a loud car in the background. We got a wizard on the bottom side of the base. A couple of balloons from the right side. So for those of you who weren't here last time, by the way, there will be pufferfish balloons. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there will be pufferfish. And if that sounds crazy, it's as crazy as it sounds, but we'll have to wait until we see somebody who's running that troop skin. We got the troops coming in from the right side of the base. We've got the ice block on the Lava Hound on that right side. Skywagon's in. Queen's still chilling on the left side. Got the Rage there to help keep her going. Duke straight into the Revenge Tower. Dragon Rider is going to be able to get through the multi. Pops the Warden's ability to keep everything protected. Pops the Duke ability, trying to get through this Revenge Tower, but he's actually distracted by the CC troops, and he skips right past it, moving into the core. Nice Prince ability. Gets that entire middle, but the Prince does... Oh, never mind. I thought his Prince died, but that's not his Prince on the right side. His Prince is still alive and well. He does have a totem still in the back, still has a freeze. But this could get a little sketchy. Hopefully this Raven can move up and help take down the Town Hall. Otherwise, I would be getting a little bit worried of a 1-star. Drops in a totem. There we go. Prince moving in. Alright, he's fine. He does not have to worry about a 1-star here. The Prince and the Raven will be able to get the Town Hall down. But I don't believe he's got enough power for this to be a 3-star. So both of the first two attacks starting off with a defense. The last attack was an 88%. So that's what Mock is going to be looking for here, is to try to get at least 88%. Maybe a little bit more to get his team a little bit of an advantage. But he's still 10 buildings behind. I don't think he's going to get there. He's got 79. He's got a few archers picking off a couple of buildings on the back side of the base. But yeah, he's not going to get that 80. He's not going to get that 88%. Nice try And a defense now for DF family. Sheesh. It'd be fun to go to that and be using your phone with your fat fingers. Hey guy, welcome in. You're watching but on mute. Well, I appreciate you watching on mute, even though you can't hear me. Alright, let's skip to the next attack. It's a defensive match right out of the gates. Next attacker is the gentleman from DF family. Alright. Stick horse on the king. It's going to be super bowlers. Now, super bowlers were pretty hit or miss. I think it's one of the most hit or miss strategies that we've seen so far in this tournament. But it's been kind of a big difference between the different super bowler attacks, because some of the super bowler attacks we've seen were like really not even close. And then the other super bowler attacks that were successful just absolutely demolished the base. It also wasn't even close. So it's not like they're all just kind of almost there. It's like they were either really good or really not good. But there's the recall on the queen as she continued making her way in. It's going to pull the queen out, put her back in on the outside somewhere. Baby Dragon's doing some funneling on the left. And we'll see where the queen's going to go back in here. He's being very patient, letting the Baby Dragon do its thing, get the funnel set. And there we go with the super bowlers from the bottom side of the base. Queen is back in, and here we go. It is full send from the bottom side. All right, another Baby Dragon down there to help set the other side of the funnel. Got the Skywagon in. It's still kind of silly to see Skywagon in with all these ground troops. Oh my god, that king, the Barbarian King with the giant gauntlet and that crazy skin. It's that same skin we saw before that made me think it was the Dragon Duke coming into the base, because he's just big and red. But that is the Barbarian King with the crazy skin. He's trying to clear out that right side. Just about gets that funnel set, and there we go. In the meantime, the bowler's pushing into the base. The overgrowth will be wearing off before too much longer, and there it is. The overgrowth wearing off as the troops make their way into the base. Still has the Warden's ability. Pops it here. So he's going to be able to get these bowlers through the walls into the core. All right. We do have the Duke coming in now on that right side. Going to try to work on some of these outside buildings. Core is pretty much completely cleared out. Just need to get through the Revenge Tower and that Fire Spitter on the right side. And it's looking pretty decent here. Down goes the Fire Spitter. The healers are doing a nice job keeping the bowlers alive. Duke's going to move off to the right, get some more trash buildings down. Just a few more buildings towards the top side. I think the defensive King and Duke are going to be the biggest problem there with the ricochet cannons. But we'll see if he's got enough to get through. It's not looking too bad so far, though, for DFZ. Let's see if he can get it done. Bowler still rolling through. Nice ability for the Duke. Stuns up the King and the first ricochet cannon. Now he's got to deal with the defensive Duke and then the other cannon Archer Tower combo. 28 seconds. He could be running a bit low on time here for everything that's left. The Queen's still alive. She's coming through into the top side of the base now. 22 seconds left to get through the remaining buildings. I think he's got this one in the bag. The Queen goes up to the top. The Duke takes out the buildings on the left. 12 seconds left to go. 2 more storages. Can he do it? It's going to be close, but I believe he's got it. The Queen and the Duke finish it off, and DF family get the first triple of the match. So they got the 3 stars, and they've got the percentage advantage. Very nice. All right. We'll keep it rolling rapid fire. Since we can. All right, next attack. Neon from Fuching #1. He's got to get a triple here to keep his team close in this match. See if he can get it done. All right, here we go. It's going to be a dragon attack this time. Well, I guess a Hydra, technically. Zaps. We got the Duke moving across the base. Earthquakes. We'll have the giant arrow following up, and there it is. I don't know if he was trying to go for that clan castle, but if he was, he missed it. I don't think it would have mattered, though, because those builder huts were healing it up anyway. So I think even if he connected on the clan castle with the giant arrow, it would not have gone down. But let's see if that's going to make too big of a difference here. As the dragons move in from that top left side, just across the entire left side. All right. Dragons move through. We got the ice golem in the, or not the ice golem, the ice hound in the mix to help tank for these troops. It's a nice spread. We do have the logger in there, the nice totem as well to keep that logger distracted for a little bit. Because like I said, that logger effectively acts as another sweeper, but it does damage as well. So it's very tedious to work with, or work against, with your air army. Overgrowth, keeping these buildings protected for now, but it will be wearing off before too much longer. Rocket balloons on the back side of the base. We got some ice pups and some dragon riders on the top side. There goes the overgrowth, freeze in the core. I don't know if he was trying to hit that monolith, but I think he kind of missed it there, but that's okay. He's got an overwhelming amount of troops. He's already celebrating. Oh, he does the neck slice too. I wonder if he got in trouble for that one. That's funny. But there we go. That's going to be a 3-star. Nicely done to Neon. And he gets the triple to keep FC in the game. Oh my goodness. Hello, Zexar. Fuching is the blue team. Yep, they gotta pick it up, though. They're a little bit behind right now. They're not super far behind now. They're just behind by a few buildings. Also, we could skip this. Since it's not live anymore, let's skip ahead. Let's get to the next attack. Wow, they had a long time between attacks here. There we go. Next attacker is going to be DF Family. I can't read his name. Obviously. Here we go. All right, Dragon Duke charge to kick this attack off on the right side of the base. He's got the Fox. He's got the Electro Dentures. Chain through these outside buildings. Get him taken down. The defensive Duke actually pulling his Duke into that corner compartment. Nice invis. Make sure not to make that storage invisible so that he can chain off of it. Although I think he just chained off of the defensive Duke the whole time anyway. So it didn't matter. Still a nice invis though. And another nice invis. Being very careful not to make these buildings invisible. He's able to grab the Duke. All right, the right corner is down. Now we'll see, where is he going to send in his Dragon Riders? I guess he's not quite ready for that yet. He still has a bunch of invis, actually. I don't know why I was thinking he was about done with the charge. He still has 2 more invis after that one. He gets through the fire spitter. Okay. Then I would imagine he probably sends Dragon Riders in behind the other fire spitter on the left side. At least that's my guess for now. We'll have to wait and see. He's got no more invis. That was the last one that went in. Does have the furnace on defense. Drops in the poison for that. Okay. Ability goes off. Duke is going to be going down here shortly. Okay. What's next? Gotta get things rolling. We're under 2 minutes already. Actually, not sure what he's waiting on. He's got a balloon at the top side. And there we go. He is going to send all the Dragon Riders from the top right side of the base. The opposite of what I thought he might do. Got the Sky Wagon coming in up there as well. Rocket Balloon to help support. We do have an Ice Hound over the top. Making its way to that back end air defense. I don't think it's going to be able to really do much here. It's going to pop and freeze way before the army actually gets to it. But to be fair, it came out of the Sky Wagon, not his army. Dragon Riders pushing through the core of the base, get through the ricochet cannons. We got troops dealing damage to the town hall. Down it goes. Got a bunch of outside troops thanks to the Sky Wagon on the left side. We got the Royal Champion coming in late with the rocket spear from the left so she could try to get some damage onto the monolith. All right. She'll stay out of range for the king. She's using a couple of these rocket spears on the mortar, so that's not exactly ideal. Now she's going to get stuck on the king, but it doesn't matter. The Dragon Rider's able to get the monolith down. The overgrowth wears off just in time as the Dragon Riders make their way behind the fire spitter. See if they can get that down. The poison is certainly slowing them down. The prince trying to work through these buildings with the Duke. That dark crown makes the prince look so big compared to the Duke there. It's actually kind of silly looking. But I think he's got enough to get through this. He's got 25 seconds. He's got plenty of troops. And it's looking like another 3-star potentially here for DF Family. Just needs to get through the expo and then the rest of these trash buildings in time. But no, he's got it. That's going to be a 3-star all day long. And they're going to be able to maintain their advantage. Nicely done. All right. This could be one of those situations where the red team actually takes the win. You hadn't watched it, was waiting for me to go live. Nice, I appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to go live earlier. I don't know if you guys seen my Twitch story or not, but It was just so miserably hot in here. I didn't want to go live while I was being cooked. So we waited until it cooled off a bit, but we made it. We're back. All right, let's did I click off of this? Apparently I did. Last month, the red team only won one match in all the tournament. Ah, okay, so the red team gets one. Maybe this is the one. All right, next attacker is Zia. Let's see. What's he bringing? I want to see another Lalo. Feels like we're getting a lot heavier into the Dragon Rider attacks. It felt like there was a bit more variety in the first couple of matches, and now we're leaning pretty heavily into Dragon Riders. But we'll see if it works. At least some of them have like different openings. So we're seeing like Duke charges, we're seeing Queen charges. Hey, he's got the pufferfish balloons. Let's go. So if you guys missed last night's matches, you finally get to see the pufferfish I was talking about. Oh man. Let's go. Gets through the hero hall. Queen charge still going in. Going to be able to grab the fire spitter. Okay. And another invis, sure. He's got at least a partial CC lure, maybe a full CC pull. I can't really tell. It's going to be kind of a tricky spot. There's the recall for the queen. There's another pufferfish over the top. Queen's back in on the bottom right side of the base. Got to poison down, get through some of the CC troops. Oh, we brought a double poison. I just realized. I think that's like the second time we've seen a double poison in these matches. It's not something we see a lot of anymore. Actually, we don't really ever see double poisons anymore, but these guys, we've seen it a couple of times now. Okay. Down goes the Expo. Queen continuing off to the left. And then where's he going to send these Dragon Riders? He's got to be a little bit concerned about this Monolith, and is going to start targeting the Queen now. At least he's got the Rage spell there to help deal with the damage. Dragon Riders from the top side of the base. So now he's going to be dealing with this base from two different sides. A late wall breaker comes in for the Queen. I don't know if she's going to go back for the Monolith or not, but she's going to have to go to ability. No, he drops in a totem, pops the Prince ability, pops the Warden's ability on the top side of the base. It's got a bunch of different stuff going on all at the same time. Another wall breaker for the Queen, so she can go in and take this Monolith down. It's going to help keep her alive on that bottom side of the base. Pops the Prince ability on the top side. Duke still making his way into the core. Got that freeze there as well for the defensive Duke and the Roaster. Down goes the Wizard Tower. Queen's ability got forced. She's going to go down, and the Queen is done. But he's got healers on the Giant, so he should get some value out of that at least. Oh, look at all these spring traps just slowing him down. Holy cow. All right, down goes the Duke to Phoenix in the core of the base. The Dragon Riders at the top side have all just vanished. It's looking a bit rough here. The Fire Spitter's gone to town. His army is essentially gone, and this is going to be a big defense for DF Family. Fuching #1 are slipping up in this one. That's a low percentage. Yikes. Good try. All these guys are what you think Carbon would look like if he was born in China. Oh. Alright, next attack. Yeah, it's not looking good for Fuching. Next attack. DF Family. He's got another big defense. If they can triple here, they can start putting this match away. They're trying to send Fuching #1 down to the lower bracket. See if they can do that. This is going to be... Oh, this is just an Inferno Dragon attack. Not really a whole lot of Dragon Riders here. Okay, this is different. Let's see if it works. I like different. Get a Queen charge from the bottom side of the base. We got the Pufferfish balloons. Okay. Let's see. Queen charging in towards the Wizard Tower. She should hang a right here and then move up towards the defensive King. I don't remember. I think I claimed that King skin. Is that one that they put in the for the global chat or something? I don't like it though. We got rocket balloons on defense making their way to the Queen. Nice invis timing though. Keeps the rocket balloon damage off of the Queen as she makes her way in, at least for the most part. All right. Oh, never mind. That rocket balloon got a chunk of health out of her. That wall, oh my god, that wall break was actually insane. That wall break was on 1 HP as it made its way across the bottom side of the base to open up that compartment. I did not think it was going to make it there. Drops in an invis to push the queen in for the multi. An early poison as she moves in, pulls the rest of the CC. Spring traps are kind of annoying. Another double poison. Okay, sure. And, oh, he recalls. Wait, why did he recall there? I feel like that was what he wanted the queen to do, to go in and get the multi. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but here we go with the Duke on the right side. Sure. Angry Jelly Duke. We got Earthquake, Earthquake, and the jetpack across the base. Okay. Then the queen comes back in from the left. Okay, interesting setup here. We are 1:20 left in the attack. This attack is, it's very slow to get started, so let's see what happens here. We got Inferno Dragons finally in from the bottom left side of the base. Got the balloons moving in with their pufferfish faces. That fire spitter is going to be getting a lot of damage in here as the troops make their way into the base. Is he going to pop the warden's ability? No, not yet. He's being patient. Totem actually takes the fire spitter off the troops for now. Okay. Pops the warden's ability, pops the prince ability, everything pushing straight into the town hall compartment. Queen still pushing across the left side, going to make her way to the top. We do have the defensive Duke with his shark skin, so he is indeed a flying shark with a jetpack on his back. For those of you who missed that skin as well. All right, there we go. Queen popped her ability. She's got the multiple queens up there now. Deals with the Duke very quickly. I guess relatively quickly. Everything in the core is kind of fizzled out, though, so I'm not sure if this one's going to work out for a 3-star. He's kind of losing ground with his army here. He's got one Dragon Rider still alive in there. I mean, I think he only brought one. He might have had some in the Sky Wagon. But all the Inferno Dragons are dead. I'm pretty sure the Duke is dead. It's just the Queen and the Prince at this point. We still have the Raven helping out. That helps a lot. Oh, he ran out of time. I wasn't even watching the clock. I wasn't even watching the clock. Holy cow. Yeah, that was a low percentage there. Big defense that time. Yikes. I forgot he used like almost 2 minutes just setting that attack up. That was crazy. Yo, Gab is here. Welcome in, Gab. All right, all right. You love the new elephant troop? I haven't gotten to use it too much. Happy to have the opportunity to watch our tournament. Yeah, doesn't PFG start soon? Or the PFG tournament? Oh, hold on, let me catch up on some messages. There's a lot. Yo, Parker, welcome in. I've been doing great. How you doing? We're watching the rest of the Chinese qualifiers. I started streaming this last night, so we started streaming at like midnight-ish my time, and then I think I finally tapped out at about 5 a.m., so we're hopping back on to cover the rest of what I missed and see who got the golden ticket. Starting registration mid-August. Gotcha. All right, let's see this attack. See what they got. Oh, he starts off quick with the Duke across the base from the bottom side. The Dragon Duke has the shark backpack skin on. I think it's kind of a neat skin. They might need to add that to our server as well. There we go. We got the Queen charge from the bottom right side of the base. The Ice Golem freezing things up as the Queen gets started over there. She also has her summer skin, so I think that's her summer skin. Actually, I can't tell. It might not be. No, that looks like a different skin. The summer skin, she's got like a giant rubber ducky with her. This time, I think it's just a big yellow dress. In any case, Queen's pushing in, gets the Town Hall down. She's got the Greedy Raven there. That actually helped her get through the Town Hall really quickly, especially under that rage spell. That Fire Spitter is going to be very annoying for the healers here. Does he have a recall? Yes, he does. Recalls the Queen out of there and puts her back in on the outside of the base. Then we got the Warden coming in with a very fancy skin as well. Then the Super Bowlers will be coming in here very shortly as well, I would imagine. We are under the 2-minute mark. We'll see if we have any more issues with time fails here. It's been a kind of a theme with the last couple of hits. Time running low. All right, Super Bowlers are in. Barbarian King from the top side of the base. All right. Wall breakers trying to get these walls opened up. There we go. We got access into the monolith compartment. So has a couple of totems. Still has a rage. I don't know if he has the... I would imagine he has the torch on the Grand Warden here to try to get his troops into the base. And there we go. Pops the Warden's ability. The torch goes off. The troops move into the core. Tornado Trap going off in the core as well. Moving these troops towards this Revenge Tower. They're going to be able to take it down quickly. We got that Rage in there so they can move through the middle as fast as possible. The multi-Inferno Tower stayed up, which is a little annoying. Still has the Barbarian King's ability as he makes his way across the outside of the base. He's got a handful of cleanup troops he can use. He's dropping them in along the bottom side of the base, working towards the backside. The healers, however, are taking a lot of damage from the multi-Inferno Tower, actually are going down. So he's going to have no more healing at this point. We'll see if that's going to end up being a problem. He's also just down to one Super Bowler left. So it's going to be up to the King, the Queen, and the Giant to try and get the rest of this done. And again, he still has the King's ability. I didn't see what equipments the King has. The other thing to keep in mind, he's got 35 seconds left. The defensive Duke is being a bit annoying. The last Ice Golem is going to pop here, freeze things up. It's going to give the Queen an opportunity to take down the Gear Tower. The Bowler working on the Ricochet Cannon. We're going to need to see this King's ability before too much longer here. I hope he's got the Spiky Ball. Earthquake Boots would also be really good here, but he doesn't have both of those because he's got the Snake Bracelet on. All right. At least the snakes can hop the walls and help. There's the Spiky Ball. 7 seconds to go. Can he get it in time? 4, 3, 2. Oh, what'd he miss? He missed the Wizard Tower. It's a 99%. He's not quite able to get it done. I didn't even see the Wizard Tower. I thought he had it. Oh, my goodness. Rip. Oh, my goodness. I thought he had that. It was weird pathing in the core with the torch. He chatted like this. Who did that? You have a funny story. You got kicked from a childish clan for taking a break. Even let them know pre-CWL. Yeah, things happen, I guess. Willey has a grown-up clan. I mean, as much as we can be. Yeah, we don't tolerate too much childishness. You like how these pros be so chill after a miss? You're stomping around the living room, kicking the cat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe we need to see him pop off a little bit more. I did think it was really interesting that they did like an in-person tournament for this golden ticket finish. We need more in-person Clash events. They didn't invite me to the China one. That'd be pretty neat. I would go to China. Kittler would have none of that. Yeah, if I tried to kick him, he'd invade Poland for sure. Alright, here we go. Let's watch the next attack. It's gonna be the next hit from DF Family. We're in the last round of attacks. If DF Family triple here, they win. Fuching #1 are looking for a defense. This is going to be a fireball from the Grand Warden. Quakes are in. Fireball is in. Just a short and simple one. Nothing too complicated here. Too crazy. Gets the value that he's looking for. He's going to be able to set up a nice, quick funnel. He still has 4 more Earthquakes as well. I would imagine he's going to do some shenanigans with the Dragon Duke and the Giant Arrow. But we will have to wait and see. In the meantime, we do have the throwers in from the left side of the base. Is this the first time we've seen throwers today? It kind of feels like it is. I think last night we seen a lot of throwers. It at least seems like we did. There we go. Throwers are in. We got a couple of minions on the bottom side of the base doing a little bit of cleanup down there. Sure. There's Earthquakes in the core. 2 more Earthquakes towards the bottom side of the CC. The Duke comes in. And the Giant Arrow from the top. And he lines it all up beautifully. Takes out all those buildings down through the core. All right. Textbook Giant Arrow and backpack execution there. Very nice. And throwers are still moving in. Duke's going to go off to the right. The Queen should help push the throwers into the base towards the long shot there. The totem distracting him for now. All right. Get that air defense down. The King's helping out up there. Throwers got the wall open with their wall breakers, so they're able to push through. We also have that barrel of monkeys with wall breakers helping out. Getting a lot of snakes out of the Barbarian King as he tries to get through the defensive king on that right side. Pops his ability, spiky ball going off, trying to get through this fire spitter on the right side to make sure that those troops can stay healthy, and they will be able to survive here. Down goes the multi-inferno tower, rocket balloons from the right side of the base. We got some archers to do a little bit of cleanup over there. The overgrowth will be wearing off before too much longer here as the troops make their way into the core. We do have a root rider coming in. That's the first root rider we've seen for the entire tournament. But the root rider moves in and quickly dies, but they're going to be able to take down the monolith. The king's still alive somehow, moving into the core of the base. He does die here. Can the throwers survive? They got extra healers from the right side. They died pretty quickly to the Inferno Tower, but there's too much base left. And this is going to open up the door for Fuching #1 to actually steal the win. So they're going to wrap up with a 2-star here. Actually, I'm not sure what the percentage is, because they're going to finish with 12 stars. The percentage might actually be out of reach for Fuching because they had some pretty low percentage attacks. So I think this still might actually close it out. What are the main differences in gameplay? Is there any? There's a lot of cosmetic gameplay differences. There seems to be a lot of Lalo. They've been doing Lalo a fair bit. I actually want to give it a try outside of esports mode. Yeah, there's not a lot of crazy like gameplay differences. Oh, I clicked off again. An ad. Let me actually see something with that real quick, because a minute and a half for an ad seems like a lot. Let me turn off the auto ad thing. I can turn these down. There we go. So the next ads should be pretty short. All right. Are we back from the ads? It doesn't have the thing on here now. I can't see. Streamers don't make anything off ads. Yeah, I don't get shit for it. That's why I don't like it disrupting the streams. But they make you run ads when you're affiliate and higher. For example, in the last 30 days, I don't know about the last 30 days, but let's say we had a pretty long stream here. I made 11 cents off of ads. How long was that stream? That was for a 2.5-hour stream. So, you know, I mean, we'll be generous to say like 5 cents an hour. That's pretty good money. I mean, I'll try not to spend it all in one place. All right, it was set to auto, so it was a bit longer, and I apologize. It's set down to the minimum now. All right, we're back. Ads on YouTube pay way better. Also, I don't know if you heard the answer that we were given, Parker, about the gameplay differences. It's mostly cosmetic differences, They do have some like balance differences as well for the Chinese server. As far as like strategies, the biggest difference is I think there's more Lalo for the Chinese side. But I also haven't been watching a ton of esports like here lately, so what's the main balance difference? I don't know. I would have to find like all the details about that to be able to say for sure. All I know is I was told that the balances are different between this server and ours. You can only make money with ads if your channel has 500 or plus average viewers. Even then, you're not really making money. Like, even the biggest streamers on the platform are making pennies on ads. Ads is not how people make money on Twitch. It's, well, especially, like, compared to subs. Like, when people subscribe, then obviously that makes way more than ad revenue. And then if you've got, like, 500 viewers, odds are you probably have a lot of subscribers, and then your ad revenue compared to that subscriber income is still going to be dwarfed. Major money comes from donos and subs. Yeah, exactly. And then if you do things right, the real major money comes from when you take parts of your stream and put it onto YouTube for YouTube's ad revenue, because obviously YouTube's ad revenue is better. All right, let's jump into this attack. This will be the last attack for this match, and we'll see which of these teams is headed down to the lower bracket. I'm pretty sure we already know it's going to be Fuqing. Actually, let's look at the percentage. They got 90%. So actually, Fuqing can win here. So Fuqing can win with the triple that puts them up to 91.4%, which I find quite surprising. So let's see what happens. No, they can't. 71.4. A 3-star adds 20%, right? They have to triple to win. That's what I was saying. That's literally what I said. All right, here we go. If they get a 99 2-star, they fail. Yeah, you're saying what I said and then arguing. That's funny. Relying on being able to give you money to pay your bills is a wild concept to me. YouTube is kind of essential these days. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't sit here and try to push people to, you know, like, subscribe and all that stuff. Like, if people want to do it, awesome. If not, that's fine. But that's why I try to push YouTube harder. It's actually why I've been streaming less here lately, is because I'm trying to build the YouTube up to be a bit more reliable and sustainable. Because if the YouTube does better, that means in the future I can stream more, because I'll have more free time because the YouTube is helping support everything. So that's kind of my strategy right now. All right, let's get this last attack done. All right, we've got the Queen Charge on the right side, the Angry Jelly. Down goes the Scatter Shot. How much more is he going to be able to get? He does get the Multi-Archer Tower. He's going to be able to get the Defensive Queen as well. Down she goes. And there's the recall. Pulls the Queen out of there. Got a couple of archers out of the defensive CC. Okay. Baby Dragon to the right side. Baby Dragon's going to clear up the trash buildings here. I don't know why he's bothering dropping archers on the defensive archers. Baby Dragon had that handled. I guess they're going to go clean up that storage anyway, so it works out. Here we go with the Super Bowlers on the top side of the base with the Troop Launcher. We got the Pufferfish Balloons coming in over the top. Got the Duke up at the top side as well with the Fox, helping to set the other side of the funnel. The Troop Launcher is going to help open up the walls into the Revenge Tower. And then, of course, with the Super Bowlers, you expect the Warden to have the torch to get the troops into the core of the base. Now, the only real downside to the torch is the pathing can get a bit wacky once you suddenly take all the walls out of the equation, but they should mostly go into the middle here, especially if they can bounce their balls into that core. They should be able to do quite a bit of damage, but they actually all just kind of went up to the top side of the base, but the Duke somehow managed to go into the core, so he's going to make up for that, what the Bowlers skipped, and get the Town Hall down, clear out the defenses in the middle. Bowlers are going to be kind of stuck in one of these compartments over here on the left side. The queen also joined up with the duke over here. Duke died, but the queen is going to continue pressing forward. It's also kind of funny how the fox outlives the duke here. That's kind of odd. But there we go. He's got a totem for the ricochet cannon while it's under that rage effect. Down goes the Expo, another invis for the queen. She's going to start beating the wall. Bowlers moving through the left side. The king on the outside of the base. This is looking good. And if they triple here, they will take the win. Can Fucheng #1 bring it back? It's looking good. He's already celebrating. 40 seconds to go. Spiky ball goes off. And Fucheng move on to the grand finals with the triple here. Nicely done to Ziyan. The blue team strikes again. Told you, blue team, yeah. Oh my goodness. Your favorite streamer averages like 15 to 20 viewers. You like being able to interact with the streamer? Yeah. Yeah, the big streamers can be fun to watch, but they've got the chats that move so fast that you type a message in there and it's just instantly gone. It's crazy. Hello, Prabby. Good evening. You like the social element? Yeah, I like being able to hop on and chat with people. I think that's fun. I mean, that makes it all a lot more worth it, in my opinion. I mean, I could do YouTube without streaming at all. A lot of people do. But I'd just be sitting here talking to a wall without feedback. Without people talking back in the chat. It's parasocial, but still. I mean, it can be. It's not, like, necessarily by default. It can certainly get to a point where it's unhealthy. It's a digital world, yeah, for sure. I guess there's, like, different levels of parasocial. Are there more matches coming? Yes. We have the rest of this bar down here at the bottom to watch through. And since it's not live, we need to skip. Or we're able to skip, I should say. Actually, let me do this. Skip the whole 10-minute segment here. So this is going to be an elimination match. DF Family versus CY. Oh, before we do all that, I better split my recording. Poor allocation of time. Clash's niche has zero growth in live streaming. Especially on Twitch, it's fun to do, but when you have limited time, it's such a bad use of time. I wouldn't say it has zero growth. I mean, it obviously has a much lower cap than, like, other niche categories, but if you were to really push it, then there's a ceiling of, like, for example, I would say, like, Itsu and Carbon Fin have kind of hit the ceiling as far as Clash streaming, which is, you know, I think Clash streaming would cap out at around 100 viewers if you're a big Clash of Clans content creator. Which, in the grand scheme of things, like, 75 to 100 viewers really isn't that big. But the other thing is, I like to do other things as far as streaming. So I'm not just a Clash of Clans streamer either. And in that capacity, that would theoretically raise my potential ceiling. But I need to stream more to be able to ever make that happen. Jinxie has streamed Clash before. Yeah, Jinxie does a lot of things. He was big on Clash Royale there for a bit. But that's not a realistic idea of a ceiling. So Jinxie's someone who streams variety, so his ceiling is much bigger than any single game. The other thing is, it's not really a bad use of time if you're going to be recording videos anyway. A 100 viewers is difficult to justify allocation of a large portion of your time. But yeah, like I was saying, if you're recording videos anyway, like you're still spending that same time. You're just the only difference is you're hitting the live button. So if you're going to spend the time streaming, you should be using that stream for videos. Otherwise, I completely agree. If you're not using that stream for videos, you're completely wasting your time. But since I'm streaming and then this stream's going to be a video as well, then I have whatever potential, like, some people will subscribe at some point, so there's a little extra income at the start of the video before it even goes live on YouTube, which can be nice. Alrighty. But like I said, I don't really rely on subs. I'm probably the least subscribed to streamer on Twitch for Clash of Clans. It's because I don't really push it or encourage it or ask for it. I think people who stream on Twitch and then beg for subs, that's fucking so cringe and sad. I stream to simply have fun, no schedule, yeah. Just wing it. Alright, let's do it. Next match is up. The recording is split. Alright, next elimination match is here. DF Family versus CY. The loser goes home. And I believe the winner goes on to finals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because that's only going to leave 2 teams left. So the loser goes home, and the winner goes on to the grand finals to play Fuching number 1. All right, DF Family to kick things off. We got the Dragon Duke from the left side of the base, charging in towards the air defense Expo. All right, Expo, air defense going down. He's got that left compartment cleared out. Okay. Take out the Wizard Tower. The Duke's already taken a fair bit of damage. So he lost that Fox pretty early on. Duke will continue getting these trash buildings down with those chains from the Electro Dentures. Takes on the defensive Duke. He actually pushes him back towards that bomb tower with the Invis. Drops in another one. Gonna try to keep him healthy, or at least alive, not healthy. Keep him pushing through. Takes out the Inferno Tower. Takes out the Ricochet Cannon. All right, what's next? This is going to be another Dragon Rider attack. I think that's the heavy majority of what we've seen already in these matches are Dragon Rider hits. All right, Rocket Spear for the Royal Champion takes out one of the Fire Spitters. She's not going to stay up too much longer to get the other one. We'll see how much she's going to be able to get with the Phoenix. In the meantime, we got the Dragon Riders and the Inferno Dragons from the top side of the base. Rocket Balloons from the left. Going to pick off some of these Builder Huts, I suppose. Also checking for traps, but he did miss one. The Inferno Dragon goes down. The RC goes to Phoenix. She's not really able to get much more on that bottom side. Prince ability going off, looking good. The Inferno Dragon taking it down the long shot, and then it can move on to the Town Hall with no problems here, as long as there are no traps, and there aren't. All right, so the Town Hall is secured. Gordon's ability keeping things protected as they move down in. We got Witches on defense. Maybe this is why we've been seeing people bring double poison. Maybe the Witches have been kind of annoying on defense for some of these hits. Got a few Inferno Dragons on the right side of the base. The Duke is revived. We got the Overgrowth going in towards the bottom side, covering up some of these major defenses. A big group of Rocket Balloons takes out the air defense. They'll move in for the Fire Spitter, but I think they're going to set off the Giga Bomb. That takes out a few of them, but the Sweeper actually kept a few of those alive. So that kind of worked out nicely for him. Freeze for the Monolith as the Inferno Dragons work on taking it out. Just a few more buildings down here on the bottom side. It's got a bunch of Inferno Dragons to the right side. Oh, the Monolith stays up. It is starting to pop off, and he might be in a bit of trouble here. The Sneezy's gonna go down. He hit the 4X button, and he's not gonna get it. Nice try, but it is going to be a fail for DF Family. Rip. You wish Clash of Clans would bring drops on Twitch? They did. We had Clash of Clans drops once. We had drops back in 2023, and they haven't done it since. I did talk to Marco about that. So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to happen anytime soon, but I'm going to keep pushing for them. But yeah, I'm a big advocate for bringing back Twitch drops for Clash of Clans. I think they absolutely need to be doing that more often. It's because they have their own site now? No, that's not the reason. And that doesn't even make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense is because they can use Twitch drops to give people codes to use on the website. And then that would just push more traffic to the website. And I know that's not the reason. The reason Marco said they don't do Twitch drops is because of back-end connections between Clash of Clans and Twitch. He said it's a bit complicated and they're working on finding a way to do it more easily so that they can go back to doing it again. So like I said, he kind of gave a reason. It said it's a technical problem and it's something that they are working on, but I don't think it's like a super high priority thing, unfortunately. So I'm just going to keep asking about it until we find something out. Hey, Papa Reload. Holy cow, that's a name I haven't seen in a long time. How you doing, Mr. Reload? Hope you're doing well. Oh my goodness. Is that why they set up their own streaming thing? No, I think that's like a completely separate thing. And their own streaming thing isn't even like drops. I don't actually like it because it, like, for example, Twitch drops are just completely passive. All you have to do is open up a stream, and as long as that stream is open on one of your tabs, you get the rewards. For their website, you have to like sit there and actively like answer quiz questions and engage with the website. And when you have like a 6 to 8 hour long stream, that's just completely unreasonable. Takes a few hours of being active. Yeah, it's like when I watch streams, I'm not just sitting here watching streams like it's TV. I have 3 monitors, and there's usually a monitor over here that has a stream playing in the background, and then I'm working on something on this monitor and this monitor. Drops would be appreciated for Twitch. When they did Twitch drops back in 2023, everybody who streamed Clash of Clans seen their viewership get multiplied by like 10x or more. Like, I think my average viewership back then was like, I don't know, 15 to 20, and I was hitting like 600 viewers. I think Termy was getting even more. He was at like almost 1,000 viewers when I was checking in. What kind of rewards was it? It was just like little magic items. It was some potions, and then like the big reward at the end was just a shovel. Like, it wasn't even crazy rewards. It wasn't like books of heroes or anything like that. It was really simple stuff. And what's really cool about it, and one of the reasons I push so hard for it, because every time I get the opportunity to talk to the Supercell team, I bring up Twitch drops, and I'm going to continue to do so. But I still have people in my chat to this day who made a Twitch account just for Twitch drops back then, and they still watch Clash of Clans streams now. It was so good for everybody involved when they did that. That would be a great Christmas present this year if they did it again. So when they did it in 2023, they did it on Christmas, and it was kind of a surprise. Remember when Termy got 1,000 viewers because of the Twitch drops? Yeah. Yeah, Termy was kind of a new streamer back then. Or at least he was relatively new to me. I'd been watching him for a little bit. Supercell gave him his code live. Yeah, that was crazy. And well-deserved, by the way. Termy's an awesome guy. They should do a Secret Santa event for clans. That would be fun. Even if viewership's 10x during drops, it slowly tapers off. Well, yeah, I mean, of course it's going to taper off. But it still built up the audience. Like, any audience building you can do, you need to take advantage of if you can. That's literally the name of the game. Your audience, any audience that you build is going to taper off. That's why you have to keep building. Like, Termy is a great example because his career launched with Twitch drops. And he hasn't really slowed down since then. Like, he's maybe double my size now. Back when Twitch drops launched, he was a smaller creator than me. So Termy's a very good success story for that. Now, he's more of an exception than the rule, but I mean, that just goes to show that it's possible. Is it really worth putting all the resources and getting it set up if it's logistically a nightmare? Yes. And the reason is I don't think it's really a logistic nightmare. I just don't think it's a priority. I think there's probably a few things that they have to do. If it was a logistic nightmare, then there wouldn't be as many Twitch drops as we see for other games. Like, other games are constantly doing Twitch drops. So I think if it was a logistical nightmare, they wouldn't be so common, but Twitch drops are extremely common. I just don't think the Clash team sees it as a big priority. Even though it boosts their viewerships, it boosts the viewership by thousands of people for the whole time that it was on. It can drive people to their website. It boosts all the creators. The community's getting free stuff, so they're happy. It's great marketing. I do think it's worth it. And I think it absolutely should be a higher priority. All right, let's get this next attack going. Here we go. CY in with the next hit. We'll see if they can take advantage of the defense here. Got a queen charge from the left side of the base. All right. Take out the Expo, continuing in. She'll work her way towards that scatter shot here. Perfect. The Ice Golem's kind of wandering off on its own there. It's not going to freeze up anything of value. That's funny. Queen's going to take out the Fire Spitter. Grab the Builder Hut, and then is there really anything else of value she can get here? Probably not. See if he's going to go with the recall here shortly. There it is. Recalls the Queen out of there. Baby Dragons on the bottom side of the base, setting up some more funneling. See where the rest is going to go. The Super Bowlers have been really popular in these recent matches. We've been seeing a lot of Super Bowler attacks. Here we go. Super Bowlers are in. The Ice Golem from the left side of the base. We got the Queen. We got the Warden. Here we go. Full send. Got the Troop Launcher in the mix as well. The Royal Champion. Actually, why did the Troop Launcher go to the RC there? That was kind of weird. And Rocket Spear over the top. The RC helping to clear out that bottom side. She will go down to Phoenix, but she'll help finish off the Ricochet Cannon in the meantime. And we got the Super Bowlers moving into the core of the base. We'll see this Warden pop his ability before too long. Actually, the Troop Launcher is going to help get into this core, so I guess he can hold on to it for a little bit longer. The Duke on the right side of the base continuing to clean up those outside trash and buildings. We got the log launcher down. What was he called? The logger. He is down and out of the way. There's the Warden's ability for the top side of the base. Bowlers bouncing through. Revenge Tower's going down. It's looking good for CY in this hit. See if he can push it through all the way. He still has a Rage. He still has a Totem and Invis spells. He's got a lot of spells to work with here. I think this is crushed. Duke's moving down. Going to grab the Expo. He's going to move back up. He's already smiling down there on the bottom right side of the base. And I think he's going to be fine to get this through for the triple, and CY starting off swinging. Nicely done. Last few buildings going down on the right side, on the top side of the base. He's got troops everywhere and plenty. Look at all the spells he's swagging. He's not even going to use them. Absolutely crushed it. All right. Just putting your devil's advocate hat on here. Must be a genuine reason, because if it's not difficult to do and it's free. Unless there's something actively stopping them, I don't see why they wouldn't do it, even if it's not a priority. I agree. And I feel like when I ask them and they say it's a technical thing, that answer doesn't satisfy me, because I'm not convinced. And I do think that it would be very healthy for the creator space if they did, like, even just once a year as like a little, here's a little celebration thing for some of our creators and some of our viewers on Twitch. I think it would be really cool if they could do it on YouTube too. Some YouTube drops would go crazy. Watch a Clash of Clans video from any content creator and get some rewards. That would that would go insane. Yeah, YouTube should work on that, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Hopefully they do it, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. Obviously, I'm biased because, you know, I'm on Twitch. I know most of the creators are not on Twitch, and it doesn't affect them at all. Even games which are free or super cheap on Steam do drops. Yeah, it's pretty common. All right, here we go. Next attack. It's going to be for DF family, and they're behind at the moment, so they've got to get things going. We got a wall break coming in. We got a queen charge from the top right side. The healers have taken a lot of damage straight away. They're pretty much dead. What hit the healers, actually? I didn't even see. They're on 1 HP in a dream right now. So these invis are going to be doing some heavy lifting here. Oh my god, he just doubled down on the invis because the queen stepped out of the first one. Ooh, it's a little bit of a rocky start on this attack. We got the wizard on that right side of the queen. Do a little bit of cleanup. We got a regular bowler off to the far left. Okay. Do a little bowler bounce funnel. The skellies are about to wipe these healers out. There's the recall. The skellies actually killed 2 of the healers there before the recall came in. Now we got the ice golem. We got the super bowlers again. Oh my god, the super bowlers in this match are going absolutely crazy. There's so many of them. They're really strong. They're doing a great job. Maybe I should try super bowlers again. It's been a while since I've gave them a go. Are super bowlers this common on our server? I need to watch our esports matches again. It's been too long. I mean, I've been busy. Last time we had Worlds, I was in San Diego, so I didn't get to watch those. Yes, they are? Okay, gotcha. I'll be watching the next set of Worlds matches, and hopefully we get to find out the location of the World Championship, because we still don't know where that's going to be this year. It is a closely kept secret. This year's been a bit weird with the Worlds announcements and the late start. No spring warm-up. So there's something going on in the background. It's hard to say what's going on there. Super bowlers are just absolutely crushing through the core of this base. Beautiful warden ability. They went straight down the middle. Now they got to get through the defensive queen, but they're not going to be able to. The duke, or sorry, not the duke, but the prince and the queen take those bowlers down pretty quickly. We got our queen and duke off to the left side of the base. We're going to clean up on this outside edge. There's not a lot of major stuff left. He's got to get through the defensive queen and the defensive prince, and that's about it. The only other thing is he's got a lot of ground to cover. Still has the totem in the bag as well, and a headhunter if he needs to use it. Giant's doing a great job tanking for the queen as she makes her way in. 39 seconds. Time's going to be the only real enemy here. All right, moving up to the defensive queen. Oh, he still had the ability. He pops it there. I forgot about the Duke ability already. He's going to stun both of the heroes on defense here and make his way through. 24 seconds. There's the totem on the top side of the base. He's got the archer up there trying to pluck away at one of these buildings. That tornado is going to take a bunch of time off the clock. He's not going to make it. There's just too much to get through, and this is going to be a time fail, and DF family are in trouble early on in this match. Nice try to DFZ. But this one is not gonna get it done. Dang. Good try, good try. You'd like to plan where you need to travel to? Yep, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are eager to know what their travel plans need to be. I'm in the same boat. I'd like to know if they're gonna do it anywhere close to me. Probably not. I know some people were speculating Toronto, but I really don't see that happening. Last year was in March when they announced it, yeah. I suspect something's going on in the background that we don't know about. Because, like I said, it's been a weird year for that. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the month that we actually find out what's going on as far as Worlds. Like a location and all that. Brawl Stars in Japan this year is cool. Yeah, I'm jealous. That would be crazy if they announced a Japan Clash of Clans finals. Not this year. If they're going to do that, I'd really like them to announce it a lot sooner. That's an expensive trip. But yeah, Japan would be a banger of a venue. I might have to switch to Brawl. Alright, here we go. We've got Ekwak in with the next attack for CY. Figuring out that top side with the Dragon Duke. Couple of Seeking Air Mines. Sure. There we go. We got the Ice Hound. We got the Dragons in from the top left side of the base. We got the Royal Champion from the far left. All right. Does have another Ice Hound in the bag, and he's probably got one in the Sky Wagon as well. These dragon attacks we've seen with a lot of Ice Hounds seems to be working out pretty well. We've seen this attack a few times in the matches last night. Everything's pushing straight down the middle of this base too. The pathing is looking beautiful for this setup. He does have an overgrowth in the bag, as well as a revive for later on. So there's a bunch of hero abilities to use. There's the Duke ability going off. All right. Warden ability, keeping everything protected as they make their way through these defenses. There's the Prince ability, nicely done. Covers up the Monolith Air Defense Expo on the back end of the base. More balloons from the right side. We got an Ice Hound coming in. It's almost like a mini Lalo approach from that right corner. We got a bunch of balloons coming in over there with the Ice Hound. Looking good. The balloons are collapsing in around these defenses. Is he out of dragons? I think all the dragons have died by this point, which is not good because there's still quite a bit of base to get through. So hopefully he's got enough juice to get through. Got the Duke moving off to the left. He'll be able to handle the multi-Inferno Tower with no problem. And then the Revenge Tower is awake yet again. Let's see if he's going to use... He does use the Totem there to distract it for a bit. Using a Baby Dragon on the bottom side of the base, trying to help set up some more funnel. That Prince is doing what it can, but it's getting targeted now by the Revenge Tower. He's going to go with a freeze, try to keep the Prince alive for a little bit longer. But the Prince does go down to the Gear Tower. It's all going to come down to the Duke, but I don't think the Duke can do it. I think that Revenge Tower is going to keep this base protected. Does have one dragon on the bottom side of the base. Gets a little bit more damage onto the Gear Tower. The Raven tanking for now as the Duke finishes up the Wizard Tower. But it's looking like it might be a 99%, especially if the Duke gets stuck on the King. I don't even think that matters. I think it's just GG. Nice try, but he's going to miss it by one very important building. Well, that makes it sound like it was the Town Hall, but not quite. Good try. That's a bummer. You gotta hate having the 99%. You're sure if you could book a hotel now, it'd be cheaper than this late? Yeah. Story of your life. Gotta click back on here so I could skip ahead. They randomly have like big breaks in between attacks. I guess they're just setting things up. Alright, here we go. Next attack from DF family. Let's see. Alright, we are 2 attacks in for each team, and CY is in the lead at the moment. We'll see what happens with this hit. DF not only down on stars, but down on percentage, so a triple here for them would be big. We got that green Skelly spell in here, and there we go. He's going to start off with that green Skelly spell as well. Queen charge in from the bottom side of the base. We got the Ice Golem. We got the Wall Breaker to get everything opened up right here. Okay, a lot of balloons moving in too. He hasn't even dropped in any healers yet. There they go. The healers are coming in now. Queen will continue moving in with this Angry Jelly. He wants her to go for the Monolith, which she will. There's the Invis. He misses the healers, so they will take a little bit of damage from the Monolith. Actually, I think the first few shots went to a Skelly, not even to the healers, so he didn't end up losing a healer after all. It just took a bit of damage there. Next Invis is down as the Queen continues off to the left, gets the X-Boat out of the way. Okay. There's the recall. See where he's going to drop this Queen back in. He's got a nice big funnel set. Baby Dragon to help finish said funnel. And there we go. Ice Golem on the right side of the base. We got the balloon. We got the bowlers coming in. We got the Warden Queen. Full send from the right side with yet another super bowler smash. Got the Skywagon coming in over the top to help out. Wizard on the right corner. We got the Duke on the top side. It's going to help set this funnel, push these troops inside of the base. Go. He's got a bunch of spells. There's the Overgrowth. That seems like an early Overgrowth for that left side. Oh, it's because he's covering up the Lava Launcher. I keep forgetting we still have the Lava Launcher on the Chinese server, so they do have to worry about that for these ground smash attacks. Pops the Duke's ability, stuns the Scatter Shot. All right. It's the Headhunters out of the defensive CC. Poison for the Totem. Pops the Warden ability. Super Bowler's moving in through the core. We do still have the Logger to deal with. He's distracted with the Totem as well. Alright, Logger should go down shortly. The Overgrowth wears off. The Lava Launcher went down very quickly once that wore off. Boulder Ball is still bouncing up to the top side of the base. Not a whole lot left We got to get through a scatter shot on the back end. The multi needs to go down before it cooks all these healers. I don't know why we have one bowler with all the healers in the core of the base, leaving all the other healers, or leaving all the other bowlers to fend for themselves without healing. It's a little unfortunate. It does eventually get through the multi-inferno tower. But now there's no healing, and the army's gone. It's not looking like it's gonna follow through. DF family not able to catch a break on this attack either. I don't think this one's going to work out. King still has his snakes moving through, but they're not going to be able to deal with this scatter shot. Good to try. That's another defense for CY. Royale Worlds are in China. They released it last week. Don't they do Clash of Clans and CR at the same time? They have for the last couple of years, I think. Did they do Clash Royale in Atlanta last year? I actually can't remember. I know the year before they did Superfest. The year before last year, they did Superfest in Finland. That was all 3 games in one. Which I didn't think really worked out super well because Brawl Stars is so overwhelmingly popular. I believe they did them together, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it's possible. That would be pretty cool if they announced Clash of Clans in China. Brawl's always done its own thing. Well, except for 2024. 2024 was Superfest, so it was Brawl Stars, Clash Royale, and Clash of Clans all in the same event. And it kind of sucked because when they announced Superfest, which was all 3 games, Brawl Stars people pretty much bought up like almost all the tickets immediately. So I waited a couple of days to get my ticket, and then when I went to get my ticket, it was sold out. It was crazy. Why is the ad 2 minutes? I just changed it. I guess it might not have reset. I hate Twitch ads. I apologize. Well, I guess if you hear me, you don't know what or you don't know that the ad's on. See you in 2 minutes. We'll take a little 2-minute pause. Oh my goodness. Yes, ads suck, yeah. It just disrupts the stream. I don't get anything out of it. I don't know if Twitch even gets much out of it. I'm sure they get a lot more than I do, though. I'm sure they do. That's extremes. Oh my goodness. I haven't had an airhead in at least 2 decades. Twitch Turbo? Oh yeah, I love Twitch Turbo. I have Twitch Turbo as well. I have Twitch Turbo, I got YouTube Premium. I don't watch ads for anything if I can help it. I hate ads. But yeah, I think a China World Finals would go pretty crazy, but I wonder how much prep work I would need as an American citizen to go to China. I don't think it's as difficult as it used to be. It shouldn't be, I don't know. I guess we could find out, potentially. Gives no details, just says it's in China. I see. I mean, it's not too crazy. Supercell's parent company is Tencent, and they're China-based. You know what would be funny? If they did a Clash of Clans China finals, but they made everybody play on the Chinese server. That would be kind of hilarious. Then everybody's got to quickly get used to the Chinese server. That'd be a huge advantage for the Chinese team. All right, let's roll this attack. You're back? Welcome back. Yeah, I set the ads earlier to 30 seconds, not 2 minutes. I don't know why they were on 2 minutes anyway. I don't believe I ever set it that way. But I set it back to 30 seconds, but it probably doesn't take effect while I'm streaming, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. All right, let's do the attack. People are back. All right, it is going to be yet another Super Bowler smash. Holy cow, they really are going in on Super Bowlers. I hope the airheads were interesting at least. I don't think I've had airheads for 2 decades at least. Isn't it just like Taffy? I don't know. Made you 5 cents each. I'll try to not spend it all in one place. Alright, here we go. We got the queen moving in. She's going to take out the Expo, take out the defensive Duke. Nice value so far for the queen. The logger's looking at her. He's wanting to tag those healers. We got the defensive CC lured out. Looks like we got witches and a furnace in there. Drops the poison on the clan castle, and the queen comes back in from the bottom side of the base. Poison will help try to deal with this witch, deal with that furnace. Super bowlers are in, and here we go. Full send from the bottom side of the base. Super bowler balls bouncing. The ice golem gonna freeze up the prince king and gear tower. Got one little wizard off to the right side. He should actually be able to pick up quite a few buildings unless there are any traps over there. Barbarian king in the meantime coming in on that left corner. He's gonna move from the left corner to the top side of the base. Clean up all these trash buildings. Duke moving in on that left side as well. Giga Bomb going off, doing lots of damage, but he pops the Warden's ability. Rage spell in. Where are the healers? Sir? Your healers seem to be missing. That's not good. The healers are... I don't know if you know this, but the healers are kind of an important part of the smash attack. Because it keeps them from taking damage, especially if we got the fire spitters firing away. We've got the lava launcher popping off. The Revenge Tower goes down while it's frozen, so that's good. Ice Golem freezes up the Fire Spitter in the core of the base. This one's looking a little shaky for CY. King still working across the top side of the base. The Duke goes down. No spells left to use, and this is going to be a defense for DF family, and a much-needed defense, because DF are struggling in this match. So they're only going to be down by 1 star. We'll see if DF can work on catching up in their next hit. Good try. Yeah, the healers did a little vanishing act there. Rip. Those airheads stops are the equivalent of like $2 to $3 each. What the heck? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not a big candy consumer. American products sell insanely well in the UK. You're almost OCD about what you put in your body anymore. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to be. Here we go, next attack. This would have been nice to do last night. We could have gotten through all the matches. You don't touch chicken anymore. I love chicken. But to be fair, I get chicken from the butcher, not from, like, big chicken slaughterhouses. All the meat that I consume... Well, I shouldn't say all the meat, but, like, 90% of the meat that I consume comes from butchers. Local butchers. Smaller facilities. You touch chickens every day. Whoa. Rhonda's out here touching the chickens. Leave the chickens alone, Rhonda. Alright, this one we actually have a Royal Champion charge. I think this is the first RC charge that we've seen for the entire match. So the RC clearing out the top side of the base. Mostly we've been just seeing Duke charges. But we do get that top corner cleared out. Not really an insane amount of value, but at least we get the Fire Spitter out of the way. This is going to be a Dragon Rider attack. Which we have seen a lot of Dragon Rider attacks, but it's nice to get away from the Super Bowlers for a little bit here. We got a Bat spell coming in to help distract some defenses. I think that's the first Bat spell that I've seen anybody deploy at Town Hall 18. We got the Duke flying across the base. Got a totem into the core of the base. Ice Hound is going to freeze up on that right side. Get that monolith frozen up for a little bit. Alright. We got the pufferfish balloons moving in. I feel like we haven't seen as many pufferfish today as we did yesterday. They're slacking on the puffers. Pop the Prince ability. It's going to slow down some of these defenses as everything moves through. Need to get some troops in for this Town Hall, though. DF really need to get a 3-star here if they're going to have any chance of winning this match. If they don't get a 3-star here, then they're going to be having a bit of difficulty on the back end of this match. We are getting in towards the last few attacks. Got the Inferno Dragon taking down the Town Hall, so the 2-star is locked in. But again, they're really looking for 3 on this one. Lots of Dragon Riders moving across the left side of the base. It's not looking too bad. He is out of spells, out of hero abilities at this point. So we'll see if he can brute force his way through the rest of this base. But the Dragon Riders, just like that, have all managed to disappear. And just like that, this attack is not looking good for 3 stars. The air defense is firing away. The Prince is about to go down. And this is going to be yet another defense for CY. Their bases are holding so strong. DF is struggling to get a 3-star in this match. They are 0 for 4 now. And they are likely going home. Hello, Ober City. Welcome in. I just look over and see the foot licking emote. Oh, that's good. All right, let's get to the next attack. And then after this match, I believe it's time for the grand finals. So we're getting close to the end already. The red jungle fowl. Also, I just realized I've been reading Twitch chat the entire time. I apologize, 6-0. I just realized I haven't been watching my YouTube chat. I'm very sorry. I hope you're still here. Hello, Valin. Why don't they zoom in to the charges or anything? I don't know. They kind of just keep it zoomed out and you can kind of see the whole map, which is, on one hand, it's nice. It would be nice if they zoomed in on some things as well. But you want kind of a balance when they're doing these kinds of matches because you don't want like too much zooming, but also a little bit of zooming would be good. How's your second clan going? I saw you were active in it for a while. Did you do CWL? I did CWL in my second clan, but I didn't really do most of my attacks. So it just kind of got demoted. Which is fine because it's mostly outmatched anyway, so it kind of needed to be demoted. And I'll make sure I'm watching the right chat from now on. Been following for almost 3 years. Holy cow. Time flies. All right, let's watch this attack. This is a Lalo attack with some dragons. All right, we're finally getting to see another Lalo. Feels like it's been a little while. Got the Royal Champion from the right side, sure. Did drop in the Earthquake, and he's got the Rage there as well, just to boost the Rocket Spear damage. He's going to be able to grab the Monolith. This is actually really nice value from the Rocket Spear Royal Champion. Look at all that she cleared out. With the help of some extra spells, it makes a big difference. All right, we got the dragons moving in with the Sky Wagon, so it's like a little dragon kill squad here. Got the Prince, the Warden, the dragons, the Sky Wagon from the bottom side of the base. And now we're going to start sending in the Lalo from the left side of the base. I'm getting all my words mixed up. It's the Pufferfish. The Pufferfish invasion is coming in from the left side of the base, moving in for the Fire Spitter. Going to be able to get that taken down relatively quickly. Alrighty. Got the Ice Hound on the top side of the base. Going to freeze some things up. These balloons are taking a lot of damage, though. They're going to have a little bit of trouble getting through the core of the base. And look at them dropping. And those balloons are dropping like crazy. He does have 9 more balloons in the bag. He's going to do another little Lalo section up here towards the top somewhere. Oh, he pops a super late Warden's ability. I didn't even realize he still had the Warden's ability. I'm curious why he didn't do it earlier to try to keep some of these balloons alive. There's the Prince ability as well. More balloons from that left side. There's that other piece of Lalo that I was talking about. All right, balloons are pushing through. Multi-Archer Tower's going to go down. The Revenge Tower covered by the Overgrowth at the moment. But I'm curious, he doesn't have much support once the balloons die down. I'm not sure if this one's going to be enough to get it done. Got a little bit of cleanup on that left side. The Overgrowth wears off. The Revenge Tower's about to go crazy. But we've got the Ice Hound. This Ice Hound might come in clutch, but the balloons just died to the traps. Sneezy's coming in. Oh, but not quite able to get the air defense down. And the Revenge Tower stays alive. And this is going to be a defense for DF family. Nice try to Wei. Dang. I was hoping that would work out. I love the Lalo attacks. We have seen Lalo triples, though, so it's not like Lalo's not working. It's just it didn't happen to work this time. But that's going to open up the door a little bit for DF family. They're going to be down 1 star going into the last round of attacks. What did that do? There we go. Let's skip. Get into these last 2 hits for this match, and then it's grand finals time. So DF family have to triple this hit for a chance to win. They need a triple and a defense. Otherwise, they are eliminated. It's looking good for CY. They control their destiny at this point. Got a ward and walk from the top right side. Is this... Oh my god, he's got 9 earthquakes. There's the fireball for the monolith. The earthquakes take it out. Got a nice big chunk taken out with the fireball nice and early. Okay. And then that leaves him with 6 more earthquake spells and a lightning spell. So I feel like he's going to be doing some shenanigans here. I like shenanigans. Shenanigans are good. I would imagine he's going to be going for the Revenge Tower and the Clan Castle. That's my guess. I don't know what else after that, though. We'll see. I mean, he's also going to be going for the Lava Launcher. I think that's kind of a given. There's the Quakes in the core. There's a lightning spell up top. And there's the Duke from 12 o'clock down through the middle of the base. Can he finish it off? And yes, he does. Perfect arrow from the bottom side of the base. And he's able to get all the value that he was looking for through the core. All right, nice setup. Between the Fireball and the Duke and the Queen, it's a lot of value. We got the throwers continuing to move into the base, moving towards this town hall. Get the builder hut down. Got the totem there distracting the long shot and the expo for now. It's got a little bit of a queen walk from that bottom side. Looks like she had a the healer puppet on. So she'll be able to stay alive for a little bit longer and just kind of walk the outside of the base. The king, in the meantime, on the left side with all of his snakes, pops his ability, spiky ball bouncing around, continuing to clear out some of these other trash buildings. Actually goes back to the outside while everything else moves into the base. Not a lot of big defenses left, but we do have this back section. It's got the gear tower, the prince, and the scatter shot, plus that multi-archer tower. So that's going to be the most difficult thing to get through. But other than that, it's looking good. Down goes the multi-inferno tower. The throwers are healthy, and look at all the healers that they have. They are absolutely stacked on healing. So they're moving in. The gear tower goes down. The scatter shot goes down. And I'm going to say this is looking like it's going to be a 3-star for DF family, keeping their hopes alive just a little bit longer. They got 45 seconds. Time is the only thing that could be an issue. And what is also an issue is the queen is doing the absolute dumbest thing she could possibly do and beats the wall to go get stuck in another compartment. She is absolutely trying her best to make sure this is a time fail. Queen's going to move up with the throwers here, and then everybody's going to beat on another section of walls. He's got 20 seconds left to get through everything that's left. Queen's moving up. They did get through the walls relatively quickly. I think he's got it. I think he's still fine. He's got 15 seconds, just a few more buildings, and there it is. DF family finish it off. I was a little bit nervous when that queen's in there beating walls. Especially because I knew she wasn't going to go out and around. And then let's get to the last attack in this match. Oops, I did not mean to do that. There we go. There we go. Last attack of the match. So this attacker has to 3-star for his team to win and continue moving on. There we go. All right, last attack of the match. If CY triple, they win. Otherwise, they're going home. I think a high percentage 2-star would probably also be enough, but I'm not going to do the math and try to figure out what they need on that. We'll find out together. Got the multi-archer tower down with a little queen charge entry at the top side of the base. We are back to the Super Bowlers. Drops in the invis for the Tesla, trying to make sure the queen goes in the right way. Drops in a rage and an invis here as well. Trying to keep that damage off of her, but she was taking a little bit of a beating there, but she does get through the revenge tower. Takes out the gear tower. All right, so far so good. The prince is down. We have some skellies on defense as well, but he drops the recall, pulls the queen out of there, and he's going to drop her back in on this top corner of the base. So he's probably going to push the bowlers in that top right side. You have the Warden coming in, Baby Dragon coming in as well. Super Bowlers will be joining up here shortly. All right. He's being patient. Everything's just pushing through, and there we go. The Super Bowlers are coming in now. Sky Wagon to the far right side of the base. That's going to help set the funnel in that right corner. Keep these troops moving through the middle of the base as much as possible. But you got a Super Valkyrie coming out of the Sky Wagon as well, so it's going to be helping out on this right edge. And then once it goes down, we'll get a little rage. Got a Super Yeti over there as well. Perfect. Wall breaks moving into the core of the base. We got the Poison Tower being launched. The wall breaks were a little bit too late, though. They didn't come in soon enough for the Super Bowlers to actually go into the core of the base. Instead, they're going to wrap around the corner, and everything is heading down this bottom side of the base. Queen gets forced to ability. There's the Warden's ability as well. So that torch is going to let these troops walk through these walls. So I don't think this is the worst case scenario here. I think they're still going to be able to get some stuff done. The King with the Stick Horse in the middle of the base is getting what the Super Bowlers had skipped. And now the Super Bowlers really just working through the main part anyway, so I think that worked out nicely. Now he's got the Monolith on the back end of the base. The multi-archer tower can be kind of annoying. The Duke still has ability, though. He still has a freeze. It's looking good for CY. They might be able to finish this up. They are, in fact, the blue team in this match, so they've got the blue team luck on their side. There's the Duke ability. I feel like that was kind of early. Yeah, honestly, if it were me, I'd have waited until he was a bit closer to the Monolith, but he's got a freeze for the Monolith. He's got a rage to drop in here for the back end of the base, and I think that's going to be enough to do it. The Bowlers move in under the rage, one-shot the Monolith, and that's a 3-star all day long. This is where DF family goes home, and CY are moving on to the grand finals. GG. Good stuff. Scary beasts. Yep, the Chinese players are scary beasts. I'm just kidding. I know I pulled your message out of context. What are you talking about? Oh, the farm bulls? Yeah, you gotta be careful with bulls. Some big boys. They can hurt you on accident. Accidentally entered a bull field during a fog. Making your way home. Oof. They can be surprisingly quick, too. You're not outrunning them, boys. You would think you could, looking at them, because they're chunky. Alright, let's get to the grand finals. I am curious about some stuff in these videos that they show us. Because they play these exact same videos in between every match. But they got some really bizarre stuff. Let me try to start it at the beginning of that video. That's not it. Well, this scenery, for one, this scenery looks absolutely insane. See if I can get more to the start of the scenery. There we go. Yeah, that scenery, I would like to have that on our server. It's got the big crazy swords. It's just got it's got a lot of detail. Not only that, but they actually have like skins for all the buildings in the town hall. Let me turn off the volume for this section. So I can't understand what they're saying. Yeah, there's the skins. So they got like the town hall skin here in the middle. They got storage skins, resource collector skins. They go crazy with their skins on this server. The scenery is pretty, yeah. I like it a lot. I wish we could have it. Even without the extra skins for the base. And then they show a bunch of weird stuff here, which I still don't even understand. I initially thought these were like spells with skins. But I think this might be like a special event or something. Because they're not just like skinned spells. First of all, that lightning spell is just like the old school lightning spell. This spell literally just drops an offensive Inferno Tower in the middle of the base. So if you watch it for a second, you can see the beams coming off of it. That's coming off of the Inferno Tower spell that they just dropped. They have a gotcha system? Yeah, I think they do. This is like a regular rage spell, but it's huge. It's a lot bigger than a regular rage. So I think they have some sort of event going on in game where they have just wacky spells. Like this is this is a Skelly spell, but instead of skeletons, it's spawning in bowlers. Like, what the hell is that? That's crazy. It's just spawning in regular bowlers in the middle of the base. So yeah, I don't know. Another Inferno spell. I'd like to see these in the matches, but obviously they're not allowed to use those. Otherwise, I think we would have been seeing them. Yeah, it's pretty wacky. All right, let's get to the match then. I would really like to see, and something I'm going to look into, I'm going to look into finding out whether I can or not. I would like to get an account on the Chinese server. So I think that would be something cool to make content from. All right, I'm not going to scan too much there. I'm going to spoil the ending. But it looks like... Oh, let me split my recording. Hello, Nagesh. Welcome in. Good evening. You'd have to break TOS? I wouldn't think so. But I don't know. That's one of the things I'd have to look into. Like, I don't see why it would be TOS to use a VPN to go to China. Unless you got permission. Yeah, I think, well, I would definitely ask before I did it. Because I wouldn't want to, like, jeopardize myself as a content creator. I don't want to do that and then them say, okay, you're out of the creator program. That would be bad. Not worth it. I don't think VPNs are part of TOS, but I could be wrong. I'll have to double check. That would be kind of a weird rule. All right, let's get into it. The final match. The recording has been split. So the winner of this match, this is Fuqing #1 versus CY. And I believe if Fuqing win, since they're in the upper bracket, they get the golden ticket. If CY win, it's going to be a bracket reset. And then they will play again. So here we go. Let's get into it. First attack is going to be from CY, and they are bringing in a Lalo to kick off this match. Love to see the Lalos. We got the Dragon Duke on the left corner. That's another skin that I wouldn't mind having in our server. It's the Dragon Duke is a shark with a jetpack on. But there we go. Backpack across the base. And then we got the Royal Champion from the left side. He's going to drop a Rage to boost the RC damage. Duke's going to continue working on that right corner. Rocket Spear flying through. He's trying to grab the Fire Spitter here. The Skellies are going to be a bit of a problem for the Royal Champion here. This is why I like the Electro Boots, because now she's just wasting Rocket Spears on Skellies. Drops in an Inferno Dragon. She actually didn't even end up going for the Fire Spitter because of that. But here we go. We got the Lalo coming in from the bottom side of the base. The RC was able to grab the air defense at least, so that's going to help out with some of the pathing. But that Fire Spitter is going to be a big problem. Oh, she does barely get it. She actually got the Fire Spitter down. I really didn't think she was going to. But here we go. The Pufferfish invasion has been engaged. They're moving into the core of the base. We got the Warden there flying around with them. We got the Ice Hounds on the right side. One pops. Another one there still tanking the scatter and air defense. Few more balloons from that right side to help take that stuff down. Second freeze from the Ice Hound. He's going to drop in his last Ice Hound from his army camp to the top side of the base. I don't know if he had one in his Skywagon or not, but his Skywagon is down anyway, so it doesn't matter at this point. I think he dropped in that last Ice Hound quite prematurely because now it's freezing and there's really nothing over there to take advantage of that freeze. Also, all the balloons in the core have already died out. He's got 2 freezes left. He's got the Prince. But there's quite a bit still to get through. I don't think this is going to work out. You see, he's looking a little stressed in the camera there. Yeah, that Monolith is a big problem. That defensive Duke's kind of a big problem. See if the Prince can get through, but I think this one's going to be a big defense for Fuqing #1 to start off this match. I think Wei's been having a little bit of trouble with the Lalo. This is the second match in a row where he was not able to connect with the Lalo attack. Good try. You just fact-checked yourself. Yeah, I appreciate the info, though. I need a WeChat or a QQ, and that's super hard to get if you're not a Chinese citizen. Yeah, I think that would be the big hurdle is the Chinese citizen requirement. All right, here we go. Oh, I can actually skip ahead to the next one. Bummer, you like Fuching? Well, they just got a defense. The attacker that just hit, he was for CY. Fuching's about to attack now. So there we go. The attacker is going to be Frosty. But yeah, another thing, something I pointed out at the start of this tournament yesterday was that most of the players playing in this have accounts on both servers. Here we go. It's going to be a Dragon Rider attack from Frosty. Starting off with a Royal Champion on the top side of the base. Finally, somebody running Electro Boots with the RC. All right, I do think that's a better option than the Seeking Shield. I know people argue that, but I like the Electro Boots better. All right, the RC works her way through the scatter shot. Going to be able to get the air defense down, the next invis down. Also, this is the second time now that we've seen the RC charge. RC goes invisible. She's also got a fancy skin on. We've seen this skin earlier from Fuching. Got the Earthquake down, drops the next invis and the Earthquake and pops the RC ability. She does get caught in the Tornado. Another invis coming down. He's got one left in the bag, and he's going to go ahead and drop it in. Pushes the RC to the Inferno Tower. She's going to be able to grab the Inferno Tower before she goes down, or is she? No, she's not. The Inferno Tower lives on, and now we have Witches coming out of the defensive CC with some Headhunters. So that's going to be a little annoying. Baby Dragon on the left side doing some cleanup, but the long shot takes him down. And we got a bunch of stuff at the top side of the base. We got the Sky Wagon from the left side of the base. The Duke is in. He's going to be working on some Skellies. And there's the main push from that left corner. Here we go. Dragon Riders are in. We got a Totem in there as well. It's going to pull all those Skellies in towards the long shot. And he's going to pop the Duke ability that stuns the long shot, kills all those Skellies. Pops the Warden's ability, keeps everything protected on the left side of the base. Overgrowth for the Fire Spitter and the Monolith. Also for the Sweeper, too. That's kind of a big deal. Down goes the Town Hall, so he does not have to worry about missing that later on. All right. Everything's continuing to push through this bottom side of the base. The Overgrowth still in effect. Should be wearing off here soon, which is nice because the troops are getting behind that Fire Spitter, so they'll be able to deal with that without taking damage. Sneezy's going to get a little bit of damage, but that's not a big deal. Rocket Balloons from the backside of the base. Pops the Prince ability, slows down these defenses in the core. Needs the Dragon Riders to get that Fire Spitter down. It's being a little bit annoying for the Raven now. Almost called it Sneezy. But there's not a lot of base left. It's looking pretty good here for Frosty. Dragon Rider's pushing into that back compartment. There's actually only one Dragon Rider left, and down it goes. So he's running a bit thin on the Dragon Riders. I say it's looking good, and now everything's just dying off. Sneezy's going to be moving up, trying to help take something down, but I don't know if it will. It's going to work on the scatter shot, gets at least a few shots on it, but I think this is a defense. So is the Air Defense Expo scatter shot compartment. Nice try to Frosty. Both teams coming up short in the first round of attacks. Wish everyone a good rest of their evenings. You'll stick around for a few more minutes while you smoke. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, Parker. Always good to have you here. Hope you have a good rest of your evening as well. All right. Oh, I keep doing that. I'm not trying to do that. Here we go. Let's get into the next attack. We've got Equok. I was going to call him Ewok. We got Equok. All right, Equok, he is in. He is also bringing a Lalo, although he's bringing a lot less balloons. He's got his dragons. He's got some rocket balloons, which he's already dropped a couple in. There's an Earthquake on the left side. He's going to rage, pop the RC's Seeking Shield. And there we go with the Rocket Spear. I forgot what it was called for a second. Down goes the Fire Spitter, and she's going to go to Phoenix here. Take out the Expo, and then that's about all she's going to be able to get. Okay. Oh, she gets the Sweeper too. That's nice. So got the Sweeper out of the way. Got the balloons from the top side of the base. Here we go. Balloons, dragons, Ice Hound. More balloons and Ice Hound on the right side. We got the Duke to the right side. Minion over there doing a little bit of cleanup. Got the Logger going to be a little bit of a pain here. We get a freeze from the Ice Hound. I think he froze the Logger as well with a freeze spell. So it just looked like one big freeze. There's another freeze in the core, trying to keep this Logger at bay because it is extremely annoying to deal with. He still has the Warden's ability for now. Lots of balloons moving into the core of the base. Still has that sweeper on the right side that's going to be a little bit annoying. We'll see if he's going to pop this Warden ability soon. He's losing his balloons. He's going to pop the Prince ability. The balloons are pretty much gone on the right side. There's the Warden's ability. Comes in for the back end of this base. So as that sweeper on the right side, he does drop the Overgrowth here for the Air Defense Expo Scatter combo. He doesn't hit that sweeper with it, though, which probably could have been at least a little bit helpful here. He's got more balloons from the left. Dragons are moving through. The Duke is pushing through. All right, it's looking decent so far. We still have some big defenses left, though, so it's a little too early to call it just yet. He does have one revive he can use as well, so he can use that for the back end Duke if he needs to, but we'll see. There's the Overgrowth wearing off. The Expo Air Defense are going to go down here shortly, hopefully. There goes the Air Defense. The Expo's still popping off. We still have dragons, baby dragons. We got a lot of little troops moving through. We also still have the Raven. That's going to help get through these storages a little bit quicker. But can he get through the Scatter Shot and the Multi-Archer Tower? He's celebrating. It's looking good. And CY are going to put up the first triple of the match against Fucheng #1. Nicely done to Ekwak. GG. The Dragon Lalo combo. Yeah, that was a solid hit. Very good. But for the Fucheng fans out there, that's not what you want to see. All right, let's get to the next hit. I don't think my button's working. There we go. All right, next attack's going to be Zia. I'm sure I'm butchering their names, but I'm trying. Actually, let me back up a little bit. There we go. All right, next attack. Zia is in. This is going to be a Dragon Rider attack. Okay. He's got the Electro Dentures on the Duke. We got the green Skelly spell coming in. Angry Jelly Queen's going to be pushing in from the bottom side of the base. We got the Pufferfish Balloon coming in to check for any Seeking Air Mines. I need to see if I can get any assets for these Chinese skins so that I can use them for thumbnails, because that'll definitely get some attention. It'd get my attention for sure. Queen's gonna get the Fire Spitter down, gonna move over for the Monolith. All right, solid charge so far. Next invis. No, he doesn't really need it here. He does need to be a little bit worried about that Logger, because if it tags these healers, they're gonna be cooked. There we go. She's moving in. He did use a totem to distract the Logger here. Now the Queen can step in and take him out. And not having to worry about the Logger later on is going to be really helpful. And there's the recall. Pulls the Queen out. Puts her back in on the bottom side of the base. She's going to move up towards her left. We are under the 2-minute mark now. So he's going to have to start getting things rolling here. You don't want to burn too much of that clock. Queen's continuing to move in. Baby Dragon off to the left side. Do a little bit of funneling. It's in range of that Archer Tower, but it is still able to get those couple of buildings funneled out. So that works out well. And then here we go. Dragon Riders to the right side. We got the Sky Wagon on the right side of the base as well. Everything moving in. Just realized I never did this. It's okay. All right, pops the Warden's ability. Troops are moving through. We got the Giga Bomb about to go off, but the troops are still protected by the Warden. So he's able to ignore that damage completely. The Duke pushing into the core of the base. So he's going to move in towards this Town Hall to get that taken down. All right, so he's got the 2-star secured, but we'll see if he can push through for the 3, because they got to try to keep up with CY. So a 3-star here would be a big deal. That would actually put them in the lead on percentage if they can get it. Dragon Riders continuing to push through. We got a few more balloons from that right side. All right. Witches on defense. That's kind of annoying, but the Electro Dentures can help take care of that pretty quickly. Down goes the Lava Launcher. No, not quite yet. The Duke got distracted. He does come back with the Phoenix. Help take down that defensive Prince. And we still have troops wrapping around the top side of the base. We still have the Queen alive on the left side of the base. She's trying to push into this compartment with the Multi-Inferno Tower. If she can get that down, that's actually going to be super helpful. Actually, is the Queen still alive? No, that's just the Giant. The Queen died. But the Giant still can be very helpful. He's moving in. He's going to take the Inferno Tower down. One more shot, and there it goes. Perfect. The Inferno Dragon kills the king, so the Giant doesn't even have to worry about that. But 14 seconds is not enough time on the clock, and this is actually going to be another defense for CY. He had it down, but his setup just took a little too long, and it's going to wrap up at 96%. It was looking good, but it was just a little too slow. Yep, that's a clock situation right there. Oh, man. Alrighty. Looking good for CY. These guys are holding the Duke very often for targeting priority stuff later in the attack. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. They like sending in the delayed Duke to go target the specific things. And it's working out pretty well for the most part. That attack was solid if he had done things just a little bit quicker. All right, here we go. This time around, he's doing a Duke charge. So the Duke's coming in right off the bat. He's going to use these invis spells with the Fox to keep the damage off the Duke as he takes down a bunch of these buildings on that right side of the base. It is going to be Dragon Riders again. Okay. So the last match was extremely heavy on the Super Bowlers. Looks like now we're switching it up. And this match will be extremely heavy on the Dragon Riders. Or just air attacks in general. We've had a couple of thrower attacks, but it's mostly been Lalo and Dragons so far. Okay, I mean, I dig it. Working through the multi-Inferno Tower. See which way the Duke's going to go from here. Next invis is down. Perfect. Work on the scatter shot. No, he's moving into the CC troops. Okay, he actually pulls the tornado trap. So the tornado is out of the way now. Did he even get a full pull out of the CC? I'm not sure. He might have killed the CC with his explosion, but I don't know that it was actually all out. It might be ice golems in there, which he wouldn't have pulled, obviously. Got the ice block on the lava hound at the top side of the base as the Dragon Riders move in. We got the Sky Wagon over there. We got the Warden, Prince, everything pushing in towards that top area. Gonna move in towards that monolith on the left. We're going behind the sweeper, of course. And we've also got the Royal Champion from the bottom side of the base, takes out the scatter shot, and now she's working on taking down the defensive Prince, or at least trying to. Also, I'm not sure if that's a Prince skin that we have in the main server. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look very familiar. Got lots of Dragon Riders on the left, the multi-Inferno Tower doing some work here. We've got the Overgrowth on the Fire Spitter to the left side, so it's not doing damage as these troops make their way around, also covering up that left scatter shot. So we do have the Tesla farm on the bottom side of the base, but there's nothing like really major left, especially taking away that Fire Spitter damage. It's going to be huge. Rocket balloons from the bottom. Baby Dragon in the bag. This is looking good for CY. All right, the rocket balloons are moving through. The Fire Spitter comes back online. It's going to be popping off on Sneezy here. But some of these Dragon Riders are they're kind of spreading out on the bottom. Everything's thinning out quickly. I think things kind of spread out too much here. We still have the Expo. We got the double multi-archer tower on that bottom side, but we do still have the Prince as well. Oh, but the Prince hits a Seeking Air Mine. He dies instantly, and look at that. This was looking good, and then everything just evaporated on the bottom side of that base, and this is going to end up being a big defense for Fuqing #1. Oof, good try to carry. The Prince skin looks like a bat. Yeah, he looks like a bat. It's weird. Hey, Neon, welcome in. See, that's where I wish I could zoom in and kind of see what's going on a bit more. Get a better look at some of these skins, because they've had some pretty crazy ones. They got a really cool one for the Queen where it looks like the Japanese manga fox. I don't remember what it's called. Or anime fox, either way. All right, here we go. Next attack, it's going to be Mach. Can he take advantage of the defense his team just got? If he triples here, it's another opportunity to potentially take the lead on percentage. So we'll see if he can get it done. Takes out the Builder Hut. Queen will continue moving in. Grab the multi-Inferno Tower. It is yet again going to be a Dragon Rider attack. It is kind of funny how we tend to see like different strategies in groups. It's going to recall the queen. But I mean, last match we had lots of Super Bowlers, including from CY. And in this match, we're seeing lots of Dragon Riders, including from CY. It's like they've adjusted their strategy to kind of match what their opponents are doing. Queen's cleaning up that bottom side of the base and moving up towards that right side. We got a few archers for cleanup on that far right side. Okay. Baby Dragon over there as well, just kind of slow rolling it. We are under the 2-minute mark, and we do want to keep time in mind because we've seen a few time fails already tonight. Here we go with the Rage. We got the Dragon Riders off to the left side. All right. So the Queen's going to be doing her thing on the right side. Dragon Riders pushing in towards the Monolith. He did ice block the Lava Hound over there on that left corner as well. And now we got everything. Push it in. The Duke's coming in. He actually sent the Duke. He almost went to the left. He's going to go to the left again. He keeps getting pulled off course. He was supposed to go into the Town Hall compartment, but the Skellies kept pulling him away. He is still going to continue going in, but he's going to take a bunch of stuff with him. He's going to take the Warden, the Prince, looks like at least one Dragon Rider. In the meantime, all the other troops are going kind of by themselves to the top side. The Warden changes course, though. He's going to go join back up with the troops at the top side of the base, which is good. He doesn't have his ability anymore, but he can help support. We're getting through the core of the base. Down goes the Revenge Tower. We just got the Gear Tower on the back end, plus that defensive Duke. It's going to be kind of a nightmare. His Duke is about to go down to Phoenix here. His Prince trying to work his way through all this, but that Duke's going to take him down. He at least gets the Gear Tower out of the way. Man, that defensive Duke is just absolutely popping off. The army is gone, and it's a big defense here for CY. Oh, man. So CY are still going to be in the lead by a star. A big opportunity missed here for Fuqing #1. You're not a big cosmetic person, but you really like the pufferfish balloons? Yeah. I know that eventually they want to bring troop skins to the main server as well. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I think the pufferfish balloons are really cool. Out of all the crazy ones, they gave us the ugliest Chinese scenery and skins. Yeah, the Chinese server does get spoiled with skins and sceneries. They got some really cool stuff. But from what I understand, they also charge a lot of money for that cool stuff. Is he just chilling? Alright, next attack from CY. They're looking good right now. They're maintaining the lead. Pufferfish balloon would be your first. Same. I'd buy the pufferfish balloon for sure. Hey, we got the good old Super Bowlers back. All right. CY's like, you know what? We hear you. We're going to bring back the Super Bowlers for this next one. And we've actually got a lava launcher siege machine. Or sorry, it's not a lava launcher, it's a flame flinger. I haven't seen the siege machine in so long. I forgot what it was called. It's called a flame flinger. We got a flame flinger in from the bottom side of the base. Warden walk on that left side. Is he going to do a fireball for us? He doesn't have any earthquake, so probably not. So he's just setting up a little bit of pathing with the Warden here. Working his way through the Expo, move on to the Inferno Tower. Alrighty. Slowly but surely he's gonna get there. He's just being patient. Flameflinger gets the Ricochet Cannon on the bottom side of the base. It's gonna move on to the other Ricochet Cannon on the bottom side of the base. It's pretty safe right now. Super Bowlers are in on the top side. Here we go. Super Bowlers from the top. We got the Archer Queen. Oh, speaking of skins, he's actually using a unicorn skin. I don't know if this is the first or second time we've actually seen a unicorn skin. If they can, there we go. We got a little bit of a zoom in at the top side of the base. He's got the, it's the Year of the Horse unicorn. So that's cool. All right, now we got all the Super Bowlers moving down the middle of the base. We got the Dragon Duke coming in from the right side of the base. All right, everything's just rolling right in. The Flame Flinger is going to be opening up before too much longer. It will be able to take out that scatter shot in the meantime. It is already low, so a couple of shots should be able to get that taken care of. Super Bowler balls bouncing through the middle of the base. All right, it's looking good. Town Hall's going to go down here before too much longer, I would imagine. There we go. King's ability actually goes off, blows up that entire core, kind of makes the jump spell a little bit useless there, but that's okay, it happens. Got super minions out of the Flame Flinger. They're going to work on taking down the enemy queen. Got just under a minute left to go. The Super Bowlers are still trying to roll their way through. We do have that monolith on the back end, plus the gear tower. There's his last spell. The totem comes in. There's so much damage. That totem goes down really quickly. The unicorn also didn't last very long on that top side of the base. It died fairly early. This is not looking great here, to be honest, for CY. This attack is slowing down very quickly here. The monolith does drop, but I think there's only one Super Bowler left and just a little too much base to get through in 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds now. So this is going to be a defense for Fuching #1, and they're getting yet another opportunity to take the lead on their next attack. And CY, they're hanging in there, but they're really not taking full advantage of the defenses they're getting. Nice try. What's the pufferfish balloons? We might see them. We should see them again. But in the Chinese server, the balloons have a skin to where the big balloon part's just a pufferfish. You got auto modded. I fixed it. Auto mod's been sensitive lately. But hopefully we'll see the pufferfish balloons and you'll get to see them. If not, we'll rewind and I'll show you. A lot of the players are running them. Oops. Damn it. All right, next attack for Fuching #1. Can they take advantage of yet another defense? We shall see. Got the electro dentures on the Duke. Okay, this is gonna be a Hydra. We don't see a lot of Hydra. We've seen a few Hydra here and there, but it's not been super popular. Now imagine he uses the Skywagon, so watch the balloons from the Skywagon and we'll see if they're pufferfish. He's done a bit of funneling on that left side. Got the Archer Queen, giant arrow from the left side of the base as well. And then here we go with the dragons from the top. The Dragon Duke from the top right. No pufferfish in this one, I'm sorry. Maybe the next one. We got a few more hits left. Hopefully we'll see the pufferfish soon. He's going to pop this Warden's ability as the Hydra moves into the Town Hall compartment. We got the poison on the CC, Witches, and Furnace. Alright, Ice Hound is going to pop on that right side. The Ice Hound out of the Skywagon. Duke's still rolling. We got a dragon over there on the right side of the base as well, trying to keep the main group of troops down the middle, which they do. Stay perfectly right through the core. Nice Prince ability as well. Covers up some of these core defenses and the Revenge Tower on the back end. Plus the defensive Prince. Getting through the Inferno Towers relatively quickly. It's looking solid so far. We do still have the Monolith to work through, though. That's going to be a bit of a tricky area. Rocket balloons from the bottom side of the base. Grabs the multi-archer tower. The Queen's going to go down on the left side. He does have his one revive still left to use. His Duke goes down to Phoenix. He's going to continue pushing on that right side of the base. I'd imagine the revive is going to be used for the Duke here in just a little bit as the Duke does go down. I don't know if he's got quite enough juice to get through this attack because he just has the one revive. That's going to be tough, especially with a Monolith still being alive. I think this one's going to be falling just a bit short. And that's going to mean that CY are going into the last round of attacks up by a star. But let's see how this Duke can do. He does have the chain, so he's going to get through these buildings relatively quickly. But that Monolith is just chunking so much damage. And down goes the Duke. And yeah, this is not going to get it. Very close. Nice try to Neon. But another defense. Good try. See if he gets a few more buildings here. Sneezy's going to go over here and die. So this should be 97% when it wraps up. We got the boogers here that'll get a couple more buildings and then they'll die to the Monolith as well. That Monolith single-handedly held up this base. There they go. Neon looks like he's about 10 years old in that portrait. Them Asian genetics. Good try, good try. We're getting into the last round of attacks now, right? It's going to be an attack from CY. Yep, this is it. This is the last round of attacks. If CY triple here, they win the match. If anything less than a triple, and they leave the door open for Fuching to come in and steal the win. So let's see what happens. It is going to be throwers. Not as popular in this set of matches as it was in the previous set of matches that we watched last night. But we've seen it here and there as well. And it has proven that it can still be a very strong strategy. Get that Duke onto the right side of the base. He's going to hit his backpack button. Flies through the core. Gets a few buildings knocked down. Okay. Throwers are still pushing in. Got to get through the defensive king with all these throwers. It's not really going to be a big deal here. The Duke comes back to Phoenix on the top side of the base. He's not really getting a lot of value out of his Duke here, especially since he doesn't have a revive. I feel like he's only getting like a handful of buildings out of that entire Duke sequence, which Duke is one of the most valuable heroes that you can have. So the Duke only getting a few buildings is really not good. But we'll see if it was enough as the throwers push their way in down the middle on the left side. Got rocket balloons on defense. They're flying in, but the healers are healing this damage off. So the healers are doing a great job keeping the throwers moving. Got the king and the queen off to the left side of the base. They're going to meet up with where the Duke was. Queen's going to push in. She'll take care of this Expo here. Actually, no, she stays to the outside of the base. I thought she was going to move in where the Expo was at. We do have the Druid coming in, but the Gigabomb's going to help take that down. The throwers will be able to finish it off. It's not a big deal. Got that Skelly spell over there as well. We do still have that Logger. He does finally go down. Get that core opened up. The healers took quite a bit of damage here from the Logger, so if he hits a bunch of red air bombs, this could be extremely problematic for him. Working on getting this Town Hall down. Spiky Ball goes through. The Revenge Tower is super low. The Frostmites actually slow it down quite a bit here. And down goes the Revenge Tower, so he doesn't have to worry about that damage anymore. Tornado Trap holding up the throwers. Overgrowth on the right side. We do have this Fire Spitter. There's the red air bombs. The healers are going down, and the throwers have no healing anymore. That's going to be a big problem here for CY. Oh my goodness. See how long they can hang in there without the healers. The Fire Spitter firing away. He does have one invis he can use at some point, but he's hanging on to it for now. He's got the Warden's ability, but I'm pretty sure he's using double gems, so the Warden's ability is going to do absolutely nothing for him here. The invis is there trying desperately to get through this monolith. It's standing still, and the throwers finally get it down, but it cost him a lot of his throwers. Ricochet cannon popping off, not to mention the clock is ticking down. This is going to be a big defense for Fuching number one, and Fuching have a chance to steal the win in the last attack of the match. Very nice try. This is going to be interesting on the finish. Good try. And remember, if Fuching win here, they get the golden ticket. They will be going to the World Championship. Also, CY is the blue team in this match, so they're really relying on their blue team luck. But we got the Super Bowler Smash for the last attack here from Fuching. Got the Queen Charge from that left side. A 3-star will be enough to win this match. All right. It does have to be a 3-star, though. A 99% 2-star is not enough because obviously they will not have enough stars. The air defense going down. Queen Charge pushing into the top side of the base. Tesla popping up. Recall pulls the queen out of there. Okay, Ice Golem in at the top side of the base. Wall breakers coming in from the top side as well. And here we go. The Super Bowlers are in. We got the Apprentice Warden. There's the Pufferfish balloons. You guys were asking about it. There they are. So we got a couple of Pufferfish flying in from the top side of the base. Oh my goodness. I love it. They got the jump spell for the bowlers. They took a lot of damage there, but these healers are swooping in just in time to get the bowlers healed back up. But he almost lost his bowlers there. That would have been a bad situation. Bowler bounce is still rolling through. Gonna be able to take out the gear tower here. Bowlers will push off to the left side. The king and the Duke cleaning up the right side on the outside of the base. All right, the bowler bouncers are still pushing along. It's not looking too bad so far. You have that fire spitter damage from that right side, though, which can be a bit annoying. Duke's still rolling. The King's still rolling. Got a bunch of snakes coming up as well from the King's snake bracelet. Got the invis in the core of the base. We need something to get in there and take that fire spitter down, but, I mean, this base is dropping quick, but so is his army at the same time. There's the Duke ability. That's going to stun the fire spitter for now. That's going to help keep these last few troops in the core alive. And I think he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Fuqing #1 are going to come in with the last attack and grab the golden ticket. And Fuqing #1 are going to the Clash of Clans World Championships. Congratulations to them. Oh my goodness, what a finish. They grabbed it. They trailed the entire match and they managed to grab it in their last attack. What a way to wrap it up. Good stuff. Wherever it might be, yeah, wherever it might be. We still don't know. Oh, they got a little trophy too. Look at that. Oh, the sword comes out. He's Excalibur. He's the chosen one. That's a cool statue. I want that. I wonder if they'll share it. Maybe Carbon can make me one. They're doing it in land? Yeah. They actually did it in person for the Chinese final golden ticket match. I'm jealous. I wish that we did more lands. But yep, congrats to them. Alright, well, that is where I'm going to wrap up tonight's stream. It's starting to get a little bit late and I do have to work in the morning. So we got to finish up the Chinese matches. I'm going to do a few more things and then go to bed before too long. But that was fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching it with me. Let's see here. Is there anybody live that I can raid out to? Let's see. Maybe I should just do it like this because I can't see anything that way. Do. There we go. I found my button. Our Vasu's live. He raided me yesterday, so we can raid our Vasu today. Yeah. So let's start the raid over to our Vasu. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. And let's go show our Vasu some love. And I don't know exactly when I'll be back. Hopefully I can be back tomorrow, but we'll see how things go. But either way, I'll be back within the next couple of days and we'll do another stream and do some farming and maybe mess around with some elephant riders. I think that'll be a good thing to do. But there we go. We got the raid started. Thank you guys for hanging out and I will catch you guys next time. Until then, take care.